Two transgender runners won first and second place in the girls' indoor track championships this weekend in Connecticut. These individuals were born male, now they identify as female, and they won the girls' titles, first and second place. Which I think shows us that even when the left pretends biology isn't real, biology still wins at the end of the day, because men are men and women are women. So here's the thing, I just don't buy the idea that it's transphobic to say it's not fair to girls who were born girls to compete in track against trans athletes who were born men. It's not fair. I mean, in Connecticut, there are not even hormone standards. The individuals don't have to prove that they've been diagnosed with gender dysphoria. They don't have to prove that they've been doing hormone therapy. They don't have to prove they've had gender reassignment surgery. Connecticut permits transgender athletes to compete without any restrictions. All they have to do is say, well, yesterday I was Jeff, today I feel like Susie, and bam, they could be crowned champions in the girls' division. How is that fair? It's not fair. But the left tells me that I can't even ask that question. It's our way, the left dictates, or else you're a ferocious, homophobic, transphobic bigot. No, I'm not. In fact, when tennis legend Martina Navratilova said it was a form of cheating for trans women, people born as men who now identify as women, to compete in women's sports, an LGBT group cut ties with her. Navratilova is a lesbian who is married to a woman, and an advocacy group whose very name starts with L for lesbian cut ties with her because she dared to say what we're all thinking, that if men who are born men and transition to women compete in women's sports, what's the point in being real women, biological women, even competing? We'll never win. Biological women will become obsolete. Or you can look at it this way. Do you want to see Serena Williams and Mia Hamm and Ronda Rousey and Lindsey Vonn and Danica Patrick and Billie Jean King and Mary Lou Retton and Annika Sorenstam and Simone Biles and Gabby Douglas and Michelle Kwan not even make the cut to finals because men who were born men and now identify as women blow them out of the water? Do you want the WNBA dominated by men who identify as women and couldn't make it in the NBA? Or a sport that's personal to me? What about women's Olympic swimming? Do you want Katie Hoff and Missy Franklin and Natalie Coughlin erased from the record books because a man who says he's a woman comes in and sweeps them all? Is that fair? Don't be afraid to ask that question. You're not a bigot for asking that question. Or think about it this way. If a biological man who transitions to a woman becomes president, should we celebrate that as the first woman president? Waiting on an answer to that one from feminists on the left. And listen, don't get me wrong, we should have tremendous compassion for individuals who suffer from gender dysphoria. You'll notice I'm not naming the two trans athletes in this piece because this is not an attack on them. This is a wake-up call for Americans to stop the Democrats who want to force us to believe that biology isn't real and men can be women if they feel like it. That's not scientific. It's not true. It's an abuse of power for politicians to try to force us to regurgitate their ideology. And when men born as men compete in women's sports, it's not fair. And that's my final point.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.